As we enter the fourth quarter, three-man front. Pat, Landrum, Conrad, Molly, we're live at Social Taco. One day, Demetri Ravanos is going to join us.
I feel like we've given 3 great quarters of effort.
We have. We got one more to go, and Demetri joins us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Being a University of Alabama graduate, Demetri, like Conrad Van Order, who is sitting to my right, how depressed were you Saturday?
All right, depressed for sure. I'm not going to pretend I wasn't, but oh boy, half of your audience is about to hate my guts when I say this. I never thought Ty Simpson was very good, so I thought this was a possibility.
Polarizing take, number 1.
Yeah, I can I tell you how I spent my Saturday night? This will give you a real window into who I am as a person.
Yes.
All of the other guys that are Bama fans at SEC Unfiltered, they're all in their 20s, right? And they're all somehow connected to the football team. And they spent all last season telling me that everybody in Tuscaloosa knows Ty Simpson is the better quarterback, but they know that Kalen DeBoer knows if he benches Jalen Milroe, he'll lose the locker room because it's moving on from the Saban era, implementing his own system, blah, 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 blah. And so on Saturday night, and by the way, my response to that was always, I think if Ty Simpson were the better quarterback, he would be the quarterback, and he would have thrown more than 8 passes in 3 years. Now, that being said, I was very angry with the result, but I did spend the following 3 hours after the game texting these 4 guys. Can he not complete a pass to an open receiver because they don't want to move on from the Saban era? Does he immediately eat a sack because of woke? I got very petty afterwards because I was very angry nobody else saw this as a possibility.
Effort has been a topic of this show and reasons given for Alabama not giving the effort they should have, and that contributed to the poor performance we saw on Saturday. How big of a red flag is that when you can't come out, Demetri, after going 9-4 a season ago, go on the road against the Florida State team with a quarterback who's been talking smack, an offensive coordinator coaching that team that had success, not maybe against the coaches you currently have or the players,
right,
but against that particular program, and not give max effort?
Not only not giving max effort, but also to the point about having seen this offensive coordinator before. And you're right, not the same coaching staff, but there are years and years of tape on what it is Gus Malzahn does against Alabama. And every single time they lined up in 22 formation, Alabama looked shocked that was even legal. It was not just effort, it was also, well, no, I guess this would be effort, right? Like the lazy penalty, the fact that Caden Proctor gave up so many pressures on Ty Simpson in that game. I mean, I still like Kalen DeBoer. I hope he turns it around. I'm a believer in what DeBoer and Grubb can do together. But, boy, after that kind of offseason and all of the goodwill built up through recruiting, it was a harsh reminder that none of the goodwill was built up through anything on the field. This might be an uphill climb this year.
So for you right now, Demetri, after what you saw on Saturday, how many games do you think Alabama's going to win this year? Do you have any glimmer of optimism that they can turn this thing around, or does this look like a maybe average at best football team the rest of the way to you?
I mean, I think it's an above-average football team. The defense is still what it, still has the level of talent that it does. It's just a matter of, can the coaching staff get out of them what it is we know that collection of talent is capable of. I mean, certainly I amended my projection. Well, I had to amend my projection because I thought they were going undefeated and winning the national title. But I certainly have amended any thoughts I had of a conference championship, but I still think it's a 9-win team.
Demetri Ravanos joins us from SEC Unfiltered. Okay, forget about Alabama. Let's talk about Auburn. Auburn looked really good in Waco, Texas on Friday night. They didn't get any national love today in the Associated Press poll. They were not a top 25 team. They were not a top 25 team in the USA Today coaches poll. What do you have the Auburn Tigers now? Did that game on Friday night change the likelihood of Auburn being a very, very competitive team in the SEC race this year?
I don't know that it changed my thoughts on them being very competitive in the SEC. It certainly raised my eyebrow, not even just for Alabama, but maybe for Georgia too. Like, they do definitely look like they are capable of giving the toughest teams on their schedule a little bit of a game. I will say I'm not surprised they didn't get ranked in either of the two polls today, simply because I think for the majority of the Dave Aranda era, national voters have not known what to make of Baylor. And even if this does represent a step forward for Hugh Freeze, I don't think a win over Baylor holds the sway it did about 10 years ago.
We have a 1 week snapshot, but you can't argue what Brian Kelly and LSU being able to go true road game, battle for who owns the original Death Valley. All of that. LSU answers the bell. All the skepticism that I had personally just heading into it, whether it be Brian Kelly's lack of success in openers at LSU, all of that good stuff. But I thought that LSU answered the bell against a really good Clemson team. Your thoughts on the Tigers and maybe where your perspective has changed on them as we continue on into the season?
I'm still skeptical of Brian Kelly in the SEC. However, to your point, Landrum, I think this Clemson roster is one of the 2 or 3 most talented rosters in the country. And, not only did LSU hold them in check, they never seemed to be overwhelmed by that Clemson defense. I would be willing to reconsider my preseason projection of LSU, but I'm sorry, I'm going to have to see Brian Kelly win the SEC before I believe he can.
So, Demetri, the only person in the SEC who maybe had a comparable weekend to Kalen DeBoer in terms of how rough it was for them, I would say, was Arch Manning at Texas. What were your initial impressions from Arch Manning, who he did have the one really nice touchdown throw, but outside of that really, really seemed to struggle, didn't have a lot of confidence, a lot of misfires from him. What did you see from not only Texas as a whole, but particularly Arch Manning in that debut against Ohio State?
I mean, I tend to believe there is too much talent at Texas for them to come out looking like that again. That being said, 38 yards through 3 quarters of action is jaw-dropping from Arch Manning, particularly because I know everybody has made a lot over the fact that he, quote-unquote, never overtook Quinn Ewers last year. But there are all kinds of reasons that could be true when you consider the way the Manning family likes to do business. And I would note that they did put in a package for him every single game after that one last season. I thought there was a lot of reason to believe in Arch. I think that he played like a guy in his first significant start on the road at the defending national champion when this once-in-a-lifetime thing has just happened on the field with Lee Corso's retirement. The thing that is different about him than anybody else is nobody else has 2 years of hype and that last name behind them. So, yeah, Arch looked bad. I thought Julian Sayin looked just as, maybe not as bad, but just as pedestrian. But, again, we didn't have those expectations of Sayin. I will give you a preview of college football bubble bath on Friday. Everybody, please, please, please remember that at the end of the day, the Heisman is a popularity and narrative-driven award, and if Arch Manning did anything, he did bettors a favor by falling from 6-1 to 16-1 odds this week.
That is very true. All right, so not too far away from you, last night as we wrapped up week 1, Bill Belichick's era in Chapel Hill came to an absolutely disgusting start. It was bad. 48-14 loss. Your thoughts on that? Did we need more shots of Jordan in the stands or the suite? Just what did you think about the embarrassing performance by the old Mountain Goats from Chapel Hill?
Well, respectfully, which Jordan? Because we got a lot of shots of both of them.
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay. All right. Yes. Very fair. I thought it looked about. I didn't think they were going to get beat that badly because I didn't think TCU was going to come in as fired up as they were. But I guess when you drop one to Dion in his debut, you're damn sure not going to do it to Bill, right? I'm not surprised they lost that game. I think you look at their schedule, though, And this is still an 8-win team just because it's really hard to find 4 more losses on that schedule. I thought one thing that really stood out to me, especially when Gio Lopez went down and Max Johnson came in, I don't know that Bill trusts his quarterbacks very much. Even when they're behind by significant amounts, he is trying to run the ball and drain the clock rather than bring this thing a little bit closer together. I still maintain Bill is going to collect his paycheck and not do a whole lot of coaching this year. That being said, I didn't even think he was going to coach this game. So, what do I know?
All right, sorry to bring this back to what happened at Doak Campbell last Saturday, but you're a creative guy. Daniel Moore, if he had a painting, what would he name it?
Nick ain't there to save them.
I was going to go ambush, but I like your idea.
Did you already order one of Castellanos' shirts, Demetri?
I didn't pre-order one. I guess, is that the next step in your punishment, Conrad? Are you going to have to pre-order one?
I'm actually opting for the Gus Bus T-shirt that has him driving the school bus, trampling the Alabama players.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to take your hat off to them. They absolutely kicked our ass up and down the field on Saturday, and they get to celebrate however they want to.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Well, Demetri, the bubble bath is going to be legendary coming up this weekend.
Yes.
We always appreciate you joining us on Tuesdays and letting us know your thoughts on the weekend that was in college football. And I pray for you and Conrad every day.
Yeah, do something on effort this week. Effort. How much effort it takes to run a bubble bath, or maybe to be clean every single day.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to do a step-by-step on what a championship bubble bath looks like.
All right, Demetri, take care, brother. Have a good week.
Thanks, Demetri.
All right, boys, take care.
All right. That is Demetri Ravanos joining us from SEC Unfiltered. You deserve solutions just like he does on that Higginbotham hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
Older guy, Bama grad, Conrad. You take some lessons from him, right?
Absolutely.
He didn't build it up in his mind. He didn't set himself up for failure emotionally with this Alabama team.
That's not as fun, though.
It's really not. It's really not.
See, how boring would that be if I saw that one coming. I was never a believer. I never bought in. That wouldn't be fun,
Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
You got to have fun.
Well, the Auburn Tigers, they had a big win in Waco, and Molly, I know the station is giving Auburn fans a wonderful opportunity moving forward.
Yeah, so us here at Jox 94.5 and Total Sports Travel are giving you the chance to see Auburn take on Oklahoma live in Norman. So one lucky winner will score a trip for 2. That's with round-trip airfare, a 2-night stay at the National Hotel in Oklahoma City, 2 tickets to watch Auburn and the Sooners, and transportation to and from the stadium. And all you have to do is text the keyword Tigers to 205-834-9450 to enter for a chance to win. Once again, the keyword is Tigers at 205-834-9450. So don't miss your shot at the ultimate game day experience, courtesy of Total Sports Travel and your home for college football, Jox 94.5.
The new Associated Press poll is out. We will tell you where Alabama fell to and why Auburn is not ranked in the top 25 in either the coaches poll or the AP poll that just came out. All that straight ahead on Three Man Front.
17 three-man front, we continue our broadcast. What a fun day it's been. It always is here in the Taco Terrace, here at Social Taco in Homewood. The fun doesn't stop here. They got the half-off happy hour, 3 to 6. Drinks, appetizers, half-off Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Enjoy the patio weather. Also, you can enjoy it here in the AC-controlled climate in the dining room. We appreciate our friends there. We also appreciate our friends at Prize Picks. Hopefully you took me up on it last week with the start of the college football season. We got the professional season cranking up as well. And Prize Picks is the best place that you can win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users. Sign up today. It's really simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Unfortunately, last night, we did not cash in with our Prize Picks. Tonight we're going to go back to Major League Baseball. And professional baseball has this, pitcher strikeouts. I will go with Pat Smith's St. Louis Cardinals, his favorite pitcher, Miles Michaelis, versus the Athletics. 3.5 pitcher strikeouts. Does he have more or less than 3.5 strikeouts?
Less.
We'll go less there. Conrad Van Order, Max Fried, 5 pitcher strikeouts as they take on the Astros today. More or less for Maxie?
More.
You're going more.
I feel good about it.
All right. If both of those player projections hit, I'm a winner. We're a winner. You can be a winner, too. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WJOX. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even have to win. That's code WJOX. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Okay, so I mentioned the Associated Press poll has come out about 20 minutes ago, and Alabama is still ranked in the top 25. They find themselves now posted at the number 21 position. That's 13 spots worse than what they were in the preseason poll. And how about this for a little bit of history, gentlemen, in regards to what this means moving forward for Alabama. This was Alabama's biggest ever one-week drop in the Associated Press poll while staying ranked. The previous was they went from number 2 in America to number 13 after losing to Missouri back in 1975. Alabama went from number 13 to unranked after losing to Southern Mississippi in 1990. That was Gene Stallings' first year. Remember that? Gene Stallings started off 0-3 for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and 2 years later he won the national championship.
Let's hope they don't start 0-3 this year.
But the good news about that 1975 team that lost to Missouri in the opener, Alabama won their next 11 games and went 11-1 the rest of the year. I'm just trying to give you hope, Conrad.
I'm just...
By the way, a lot of responses on the Daniel A. Moore. What would he name it? The Choke It Dope. Yeah.
The Choke It. Oh, that's a great one.
That's a good one. Or Concord.
I'm just so tired because my favorite baseball team, I have to hear our manager constantly say, oh, the best baseball's still in front of them. Meanwhile, we're in September, so I'm really not looking forward to having a football coach potentially do that all year as well. It's still right in front of us. Is it, though?
You would like to think the better days are ahead, right?
I would like to think so.
It could be the tip of the iceberg. You never know. And the Titanic could be the Alabama program, Conrad.
I admire the people that have that outlook after Saturday of, hey, it's all right. Maybe this is what they needed, right? A kick in the butt to kick off the season, and now they understand what it's going to take to win, and it brings them together.
Was that just a cube of ice, or was it a glacier? What's submerged underneath the surface that we can't see right now?
That's a good point.
And who's steering the ship?
So earlier I gave you the quote from Dabo Sweeney. So we're gonna put these in context. So I'm gonna let you listen to Dabo and get your reaction to what he said, and then we've actually got Brian Kelly who has responded now to Dabo. So first off, let's hear from Dabo.
I mean, if we make the first tackle, I mean, Wade's got the guy. He's got. I mean, I don't even know how his knee didn't go down, but he, without that run, I mean, like I said, the last 58 minutes is 2.8, and that is a physical group. It's a very smart quarterback, and that is a back. So they're going to be a problem, and they got some explosive dudes, and it was a hell of a game. It was a hell of a game. Down to the last play, right out of the gate. It's like getting the final exam day one of class. They made a 65, we made a 58.
There you go. So that's Dabo. That's what Dabo had to say.
I like that they were 7 points apart, just like in the game.
I like that he only gave them a D for the win, but he gave his a failing grade if we're
I
going
was about to say,
100
well,
points
somebody
scale.
passed and somebody failed.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so that's Dabo. So Brian Kelly gets to meet with the media after Dabo's comments. Take a listen to what Brian Kelly had to say in regards to Dabo Sweeney.
We dominated him in the second half. So he's either a really good grader for, giving himself a 58, or he's a really hard grader on us, or he didn't see the second half, which that might be the case. He might not have wanted to see the second half. So, again, look, this is all like, past.
Oh, you just added to it, Brian.
Brian Kelly has his
get
swagger
going.
back.
Take your win. Take your win and move on. You got 11 more games. Regular season.
You're starting to see the South Bend Brian Kelly come out.
Remember a month ago when they were joking about how Dabo saw the Brian Kelly concert and he thought it was going to be the head coach? They were having so much fun with that.
Well, they went into the
point.
boutique because it was Brian Kelly's wife owns this.
That's right.
And he goes in, he starts taking pictures, texting Brian Kelly, like, "Hey, I'm in your wife's store or whatever," and then he realizes
it was the Florida
same
Georgia,
Brian Kelly.
And now here we are taking jabs about exam scores. It's sad. I want them to be friends.
It's so funny because, whether it's the media in Louisiana, their head coach or whatever, they're always been that way in regards to, get a win. They're feeling pretty froggy about themselves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they're real quick to.
They're the first to cast stones at other people, too, though.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
I wouldn't have responded that way, but I'm glad he did.
I'm
always glad they do.
I'm all for it, but I'm just saying that of all the SEC fan bases, they're the first ones that will absolutely just start going.
Oh, you're talking about 1 week's difference in,
yes,
golly, I just don't know. I'm on pins and needles to we're absolutely going to wreck everybody in our path from here on out.
Yes.
So our last day on the beach, we got this nice plot sandwiched right in between Florida State fans on one side, LSU fans on one side. I think they enjoyed the beach more than we did that day.
You guys, you got that LSU team rolling in.
They were having a lot of fun with that. Which, deservedly so. It was a great win for both programs.
Well, I will say this.
You look super happy for both.
I am.
And I think things are turning
So
up for you because I saw you and Hastings during a commercial break chit-chat.
Yeah,
and,
no.
And it seems like you guys have officially buried the hatchet because I think Alabama people need to rally behind the A.
Yeah,
Well, so like we heard Kalen DeBoer say Tim Keenan's week to week. We're week to week, right? Depending on how things go on Saturday, if it goes well against Louisiana Monroe, then we're fine. But then, against Wisconsin, it's a week-to-week thing, right?
Yeah,
we need the consistency.
I feel like right now your fan base is looking for an identity, right, Pat? Looking for an identity. Where is your base? What is your base now? And who is going to be the spokesperson for that base?
This right here, the garnet and gold.
Okay, when we come back on Three Man Front, we'll do some Pat Ponders. So much fun we're about to have with the 5 questions that I've come up with. You look enthused. You look excited.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
You should be. All right, that's next on Three Man Front.
Rick Astley coming back as we continue. Tuesday edition of Taco Tuesday. There's Keller studying his phone. Maybe just planning out his next adventure at a college football venue near you. It's been a fun day. Any portion of the show you missed, you can always find it there at the podcast, joxfm.com. Appreciate our viewers watching on YouTube and Jox TV. Also our listeners down on the Gulf Coast, Mobile, and the surrounding area, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, wherever you're listening, you can listen, whether it's terrestrially or via the Jox app, which is an easy download. Take the show and all programming with you wherever you go throughout the college football season. Wherever you go and you're listening to this show, at some point in the day, we get 5 questions from Pat. This is what we call Pat Ponders.
Brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful. Go by and see them right off of I-459, exit 32. Go say hello to Josh Gargis and Drew Liley, Tommy Rowan, the great folks there at Courtesy GMC and Trustful.
Before you start, you said you're going to love these questions. Does it have to do anything with the Sturgeon girl?
No.
Okay.
But I should have.
Thought we were going to get some Florida State flair there.
No, not really.
Maybe a tie-in.
These are probably just as pedestrian as they always are, but, you know.
Hey, stop that.
Okay.
They're going to be great.
All right, question number 1. I'm going to give you some choices here. Which program after week 1 is closer to being back to relevance in college football this year? Is it Miami, Florida State, or Auburn? Which one of the 3 is closer to being back to relevance in college football?
Since Florida State did it a couple of years ago, Miami to some degree, sure. But given schedule, this is really tough. I'll go Florida State.
I will go Miami, and I think I was really impressed. That was a fantastic football game, and I know Miami kind of had a big lead, and then Notre Dame was able to come back and make it interesting later on in that game. But I think getting that win over a Notre Dame team that, I viewed Miami as a potential playoff contender, but after that game, I think they would certainly be a playoff team in my eyes as of right now. So I thought that was really, really impressive by them. That's the biggest win they've had.
Well, the max effort that they gave actually made them look better than they are.
The effort did help, yes.
Yeah.
See, I was also thinking the Miami route just because with Florida State, I mean, obviously 2 years ago we saw them miss out on the playoff. And then, I mean, when you drop to 2-10, even though it's not good, it still does kind of keep you relevant in the sense that you're being talked about some. And then at least for Auburn, we have seen them play for a conference championship in the last, what was the last time, like 2017, I believe. So I would probably pick Miami.
Well,
I feel like it's been a long time since they've really been relevant.
Well, I can see your point. I would say that Florida State's win over Alabama, a team that we said would be in the SEC championship game, and they still might be. I don't know if we were having those exact conversations, number one, because they're not in a conference, but number two, about Notre Dame and Miami potentially beating them.
That's fair.
And then with Baylor, maybe some would argue that Big 12 would be there, but that's why I went with Florida State. That got more people's attention than any of the other wins that we saw.
I agree with that, but I think it was more so because of how bad Alabama looked.
Well, you would think that.
Question number 2. How many times, including Saturday in Tallahassee, will Alabama see their opponents rush the field after the game?
Oh, goodness. Georgia, they won't do it. You get LSU at home, so no fear there. Tennessee's coming to your place, no fear there. You got to go to Auburn. They will rush the field most certainly.
I think one.
At Missouri. Yeah, we'll see it at least one more time.
I think one time.
Yeah, I'd probably go one.
One more time, so that would be 2 for the season, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Florida State and one more.
Did you see the cute little fine? Little $50,000 fine.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let's start at $50,000.
That's
Well, and how
great.
poetic would it be? Storms rushed the field in the season opener and the season finale in Jordan.
Which conference is financially more sound? The one that hands out $500,000 fines, or the one that hands out the $50,000 fines? To me, Jim Phillips is saying, rush the field.
Yep.
So
Every game.
are you saying that what happened in Tallahassee will be the only one, or you said there will be one more?
No, it'll happen again, and it's going to happen in the last game of the season against Auburn.
Okay. I think it's going to happen 2 more times.
Woo.
Missouri, South Carolina,
It will happen at either one of those,
and then Auburn.
and then Auburn.
Oh, I forgot about South Carolina.
Yeah, I did too. And Missouri they looked quite impressive. I know the opponent, but
They
still.
played Central Arkansas. Conrad.
I know, but
You've been skewed.
they gave effort, Landrum. That's all I'm looking
Listen,
for
it
nowadays.
has been a long
I
time
know,
since
I
Conrad,
know.
since Alabama, seen Alabama play a decent football game.
Boy, his lens has just. Can you see through that thing?
No.
No, you
I-
actually
no,
can't.
No, I
It's-
cannot.
Your eyelids are painted shut, and you have glitter on your face.
Yes, I do.
Okay, after one weekend of football, Auburn statistically has the worst defense in the SEC. Alabama is 15th, next to last. But where do you guys believe when it's all said and done and the season comes to a close, where is Alabama and Auburn ranked in the SEC in total defense?
I think Auburn will be a top 8 defense in the SEC when it's all said and done. As we know, that type of offense, that's just a stat killer. Getting a whole lot of yards, but still, grand scheme of things, you control the game, you won the game. I think Alabama, this was a whole lot easier to answer a week ago. I don't know if I'm ready to say Alabama finishes in the top half. So I'd say Auburn, yes. Alabama, no.
I think they both still finish in the top half. Now they might be 7 and 8, but I think ultimately they still finish.
They
at
still
Ala-
finish high.
See, I'm kind of thinking middle of the pack. Like around 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there.
But I'm not going to be shocked at all if Alabama's 11th at the end of the year, based on what we saw, right?
Well,
And that's the thing,
And
how
who's
much
on the
weight do you put
schedule?
I mean, Georgia's going to be tough. LSU's going to be tough. Oklahoma's going to be tough. I mean, all the offenses look pretty solid that Alabama's going to have to face. I know it was early, but I still think they'll find a way to finish in the top half.
All right, question number 4. If, and it's a very big if Kalen DeBoer is fired this season, who would be your top 3 targets to take over?
Lane Kiffin, not necessarily in this order, but Lane Kiffin, Dan Lanning, and I would still – golly. All right, I've got 2. Come back to me, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go Dan Lanning. And I am removing Kirby from this conversation because that's not happening.
No.
It's probably smart.
I would go Dan Lanning. Depending on how the rest of the season goes, Steve Sarkisian.
Oh, I go Marcus Freeman third. Another one. Yep. Marcus Freeman for sure.
I would, yeah, and I would have
That's
Marcus.
good.
Yeah, and then I would have Lane probably right. I would have Lane 4, and if you really want to go out there, I said D'Amico Ryans earlier, but he's in the NFL. That's different. They would never do it, but I think John Summerall, you have a conversation with him, but you would never sell the fan base on that.
See, I was thinking D'Amico Ryans too, Conrad. Not that he'll do it, but just give him a call. But for the other 2, I'd probably go Sark and Kiffin.
Yeah, I think after Kalen DeBoer, they're not going to Summerall.
No, they're not.
That's
No.
not. That's not.
You have to have somebody that's coached in the SEC, I think.
Yeah. All right, 5th and final question today. I've concluded the Netflix documentary on Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. It is an outstanding watch.
Yes,
So if
it
you
is.
have not seen it, I just strongly recommend it. It's fantastic. So the question is, if you were to greenlight a college football documentary in the style of the Jerry Jones doc that I just watched, what college football topic would you want to see?
I think back in the olden days, or you could do it, you could just transfer portal stories.
See, I was going to say, yeah, NIL,
Yeah.
behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, stuff. This player held us hostage week 3 last year. This is how it went down. Or, golly, you'll never believe what this player, their representation asked for. Or, look who we almost landed. For me, that would be a fascinating watch.
NIL's good. I'm thinking I want a deep dive. I want cameras in on every conversation. Not saying this is ever going to happen, but the playoff committee and all the different conversations being had, just so we kind of get more transparency and who says what and what actually goes on in those meetings and when they all watch the games together. Something like that.
That'd be good.
See, I think going back a little bit, if you could do and I don't know, what people you could get to chime in on it now. But basically back in the good old boy days of the SEC where everyone had an understanding of how things operated and then how that fell apart, I think that would be
when
very
cheating was
fascinating.
accepted, but there was a threshold.
And then what ultimately led to that kind of, all right, it's time to blow the whistle.
That's where I was
get a
going
grip on this.
originally.
I think that'd be great.
Signing day seals, if you wanted to call it.
Yeah.
The things that sealed a deal on a signing day for certain guys in the past. New tires. New muffler.
Which Dodge dealership benefited the most? Be great.
For me, it would be, and I think it will be done one day, is to go back to 2006 after the season and Alabama looking for a new head coach, potentially hiring Rich Rodriguez, which didn't happen, and continuing to just not take no for an answer. And unfortunately, Mal Moore is no longer with us, but be able to talk to all the people involved and tell the real story of being able to get to Nick Saban, being able to convince him that he needed to come to Alabama, because that changed college football forever.
Second to that, I got another idea on top of that. Any of the previous stops that Urban Meyer has been the head coach. Any of the previous stops where Urban Meyer has been the head coach. What was going on in Florida? What did you know? What did you not know?
Yeah.
At Ohio State with the, Zach Smith stuff that came out.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Did you know who you were hiring? Were you that out to lunch with your strength coach?
Yeah.
The Saban search, though. Yeah.
That'll be done.
Yeah. I'm surprised it hasn't been done. But just the stories of how Mal Moore originally was able to get Nick Saban's phone number to put a call in to try to have a meeting, and him going to South Florida and not leaving until he got that meeting. It was something else.
Yeah.
All right, that's today's Pat Potters, brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful. We have a very special guest that have just shown up to see Conrad.
She's still with him.
Yeah.
Or she just brought all this stuff.
And she's still wearing the wedding ring, so I guess they're still together.
Till now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this was happening. She just showed up.
She's worried about
I
you.
haven't heard from her all day. I thought she was mad at me about something that shows up.
What you can't see is her
To
attorney
embarrass
standing
me.
right now.
That's right. I'm about to get served.
All right, more three-man front. This is Jox. As we're closing this out on a historic day on three-man front, Conrad Van Order paying off all of his debts to FSU Dave. His lovely bride,
Paige, is here.
Paige came to see him.
Yeah.
Very nice of her. She's very supportive.
Yes, she is.
To bring her emotional support.
It's a lot.
She calls me Peter.
The dog.
The dog.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. The text line is open.
Oh,
205-834-9450. Brought to you by Courtesy GMC.
Bobby, who's a big LSU fan, says, if with Dabo. If LSU didn't get robbed of a touchdown catch, then LSU would have won by double digits. Bottom line is Dabo and his team got dominated in the second half. If his team could have rushed for more than 31 yards the whole game, he might have had a chance. Go Tigers. Well constructed. Thank you, Bobby.
He did get robbed of that touchdown.
This one rolling in. It's amazing that Friday Alabama was great with great players and great coordinators. They were going to shut people down and dominate. Now they have horrible coaches and no leaders. Guess all the insiders, sources, and experts are just morons. We didn't account for want to. We didn't account for effort.
We assumed that want to was just part of their DNA.
I would have thought that would have been a very safe thing to assume a week ago, but now clearly not the case.
Fat Joe asking, where can we see a picture of Conrad? Well, there's several different places.
Yeah, Molly's tweeted out numerous pictures,
Yeah.
right, Molly?
I tweeted out one at Landrum Roberts. It's a nice, I even edited it and filtered it.
Oh.
Made you a little bit
I
brighter.
was about to say we got some pictures, we got some videos, all that good stuff.
I captioned it. It was just your face
the
in
socials.
that paint. And it said, worse than a hangover after a loss.
This is worse.
Yeah, it is,
This
isn't
is
it?
worse.
You're not gonna cure that on your face or what you're feeling in your heart with a couple of Advil and maybe some water.
Your kid.
That's the bad stuff. Good.
You got the good
I'm
stuff.
telling you, let me dip my face in that before I leave.
All right, let's go to the phones. I know that
What
Bama
were you
Don,
referencing there?
Bama Don has been
bad
holding
stuff.
on for a while. Let's go to Bama Don, who joins the show.
Oh, yeah. I'm Southside Don, but I'm talking to Molly. I want to give props to her. I told her about my trip through Nebraska a few years ago, and she was very, very nice and cordial on the phone. Went to Mount Rushmore and enjoyed my trip through Nebraska. I've seen a lot of Alabama football. I'm one of your older callers. I'm 71 years old. First game I saw was Leroy Jordan. I want to give shout out to his family. He great player. That was my first game in '61.
Wow.
So I go back a while. Seen a lot of the games. Saw was in college when they lost the opener to Missouri and so forth. Effort is a big thing. I'm hoping Keenan can get back. I know he's hoping he can back. I'm figuring he gets back before Miller does. They need both of them, obviously. Where was Rusal the other day? That's one of my questions. I didn't ever hear his name called.
Well, he was out there. He was out there.
Was
He
he
just didn't make any plays. That's
Didn't
what you
do
know his
anything.
name. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy named Keon Keeley. This is the same year as this guy. I'm looking at one of these recruiting things in a Lindy book. The dude that Miami has was way down the list. He was the second-ranked player behind Arch Manning. I have not seen hide nor hair of him. They need some of these people to show up and play like Keldrick Falk's doing for Auburn. Pump the brakes on Auburn. I'm sitting here watching that game. I didn't get to see that the other night. Had another commitment. You can pass on Auburn. They got a great line, but I don't know that they're ought to be ranked yet. We got they'll be found out about, I guess, whether Arnold can perform against his old team the week before Alabama goes to Georgia. So anyway, I'm not ready to give them up on them yet, but I hope that they do turn some stuff around. And I did have a question. I know Conrad's team. Who do you, Pat and Landrum, who do you guys go for? One of you I know is Ole Miss. Who do y'all
Well, I am obviously I'm a UAB graduate, so I didn't go to Alabama or Auburn. I'm a Birmingham kid.
Is that Pat?
That's Pat.
Pat?
And
Okay,
I have
I know
a bunch of
one.
relatives that played football at Ole Miss. Most of my family's from North Mississippi, so that's my sister
I
went to
lived in
Ole Miss,
Greenville,
and
Mississippi.
that's why
Years
I
ago.
was born in Tupelo. So,
okay.
so yeah.
Yeah.
So
I lived in
that's why
Greenville for a while.
I'm an Ole Miss
That's all I had.
sympathizer. So
That's right.
Okay.
I did not go to the University of Alabama. I had siblings that did. We were truly a house divided as far as who I pull for. I don't
Landrum.
do this,
Okay.
do
Is
this
it
long
Landrum?
enough.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. You do this long enough,
Yeah, okay.
you're just subjective. And but I did go to Auburn,
Yeah.
and I graduated. So
Oh, okay. Auburn. Okay. Well, that's good.
Didn't you say you're a
I
big
had a
North
good friend
Carolina
with
fan
Auburn.
now, Landrum?
he loves Jordan. Loves her.
I'm a UAB Blazer fan. We take on
Yeah.
Navy this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I hope they do well up there. I did some time. My wife went to UAB, but she's a Bama person from family heritage. I lived around. My grandparents lived around the corner from Legion Field, so I my stepdad's parents. So I had free parking and a short walk to Legion back in the early days and for many years. And so that's my heritage. I lived right down here below where you guys broadcast from. So been listening to you a while, listened to Eli when he was on the Calling All Sports way back. And
Oh yeah.
enjoy it, and I'm hoping we don't have some people rushing, especially Missouri. We should beat Missouri. I have a lot of I like Missouri as a state, but we should not lose to them. Now, South Carolina, that could go sideways, but Auburn, we'll see how it's going then. Enjoy your show. There, you guys
Hey,
have a good day.
thank you, Don. Always great to hear
Tide.
from you. Thank you very much. That's Don from the South Side going for Bama. Don. Some great news for the state of Alabama. All those folks listening to us on our affiliate up in Huntsville, Alabama, the President of the United States has just made it official that they are moving Space Command headquarters to Huntsville, Alabama. Remember, that was the original call, and then I think the Biden administration switched it, right? Moved it.
It's in Colorado.
Yeah,
right?
Trump originally wanted it in Alabama from Colorado, and then the Biden administration left it in Colorado. And then now Trump is sending it back to the state of Alabama. It will be in the Rocket City of Huntsville. So congratulations to the city of Huntsville. That is going to add thousands of Alabama jobs and billions in investments in North Alabama. So that is a huge announcement.
Does that mean that Jason Candle is going to be moving down here?
For the Toledo Rockets?
Oh, that's a good question. It's an excellent question.
I don't know.
Might see him at a Trash Pandas game.
Maybe.
Does he do consulting work on the side?
Are you saying that someone might be in need of some MAC coaching advice?
Just asking for a program on the western part of the state.
Do you realize that the SEC went 14-2 against non-conference opponents this weekend?
That's fantastic, Pat. I'm really happy
Texas
for those
and
other
Alabama, the only two that lost to any non-conference opponents.
Who would you take as your starting quarterback right now, Arch Manning or Ty Simpson?
Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's not the reason Alabama lost that game. Could he have done some things better? Absolutely.
Who's got better hair?
Ooh. Arch. He's got the curls. People like that.
Start
Yeah,
curling
I'll
your
take
hair.
Ty.
Do they, Paige?
Start curling my hair?
They like the curls.
Oh, you would have
Paige?
loved to see my hair. Molly had to put my hair up to do the makeup. Hope that picture doesn't make it out.
Oh, it will
Oh,
now.
she said she did them some time sequencing
It will
videos
now.
and stuff.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Appreciate all of our great listeners here at Social Taco. Come in and enjoy the half-off happy hour. Also, all of our guests and all of you. You make it happen every single day. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. God is great.